Hi, everybody.
Hello, I'm Ryan.
I'm Bethany.
And we are Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews.
And today we'll be talking about Alpujarras, but before we do, we just want to remind you to subscribe so you can see our videos as they come out. We do reviews, we do top 10s, we do vlogs, and occasionally we do skits. So make sure to subscribe so you can see those as they come out. All right, this game is designed by Stephen Finn and is published by Dr. Finn's Games.
All right, this game takes place during the Great Arab Agricultural Revolution. I didn't even know that was a thing. I love unique things in games, and that definitely is one that I was very cool and very happy to explore. So basically, using the clever use of irrigation, you're turning this land into this very fruitful land. And as you can see later on, that's a great pun. You just don't know about it yet. It's a very fruitful land. Let me give you a quick overview of how to play.
You just don't know how funny I am yet, but let me show you.
You'll find out. All right, here's our setup. Around the edge of the board, we have our track. That's going to be our action track that we're going to be using. This is the kind of the go spot, and all the way around the end, this is where the game is going to end. On your turn, whoever is the furthest back, they're going to be able to move to whatever spot they want ahead of them. And they're going to take that action. However, you can never go backwards. So, the higher up you jump ahead, the fewer spots you're going to be able to land on over the course of the game. Also, you cannot land where someone else is. Every player is going to get one of these player aids, which is a really nice breakdown of all the different kind of symbols in the game that you're going to come across and what those mean. At the top of the board, we have some goals that we're trying to achieve. It's kind of a first-come, first-served situation. Each one means something different. Like we want to be in multiple different villages. We want to collect foods of different varieties. We want to have a whole bunch of guys in one farm area. Or maybe we want to have multiple kinds of the tiles that we've collected. Over here, these are going to be some orders that we're going to be able to fulfill. And over here, we have kind of a bonus tile, or a bonus card. Basically, if you're able to make a sale with one of those colors that are on the kind of the left area, you're going to get some extra money as well, which is really nice. We also have a ton of resources in this game. I've got them all laid out over here. There are several different kinds of food. We've got our coins, we've got our irrigation channels, and these little gears over here. Those gears you're going to be able to kind of turn in for extra actions and extra things that you can do on your turn. Alright, so our donkey is the furthest behind. Let's go ahead and move our character out there so we can do some actions. That particular one says, we can take 2 of our meeples, put them out there on 2 of the farmlands, and each time you put one of your farmers out there on a field, you should take one of the foods that's in that field. Let's put one over here, and take a lemon with it. And let's put one over here, and let's also take a lemon from that field. Now the person who's furthest behind is going to take their action. Now again, whoever's furthest behind is going to take their action. In this situation, they can take that action right there, but they're still the furthest one behind, so they get to take another action again. So no matter what, whoever's furthest behind, that's the player whose turn it is, and they might be able to take multiple turns in a row. The whole point of this game is really to gather as much food as possible. You do have a limit of what you can hold. You can hold only 5 of each kind of fruit. But then, what you're going to do is you're going to try to land on one of those spots over there, those market spots, and you're going to try to sell those goods. You can sell them either for one of these action cards, and you can also try to cash in one of these goods over here by taking one of the meeples that you have on the board and moving into the village where that tile is landed. Let's pretend that we had, let's say, 4 lemons over here. On our turn, we moved all the way up to that market spot. You might also land on another spot that gives you extra coins, some extra resources, whatever the case is. But also when you land on that tile, you're going to be able to do the market phase. What we can do is we can spend these 4 lemons in order to move our meeple into the village next to its farmland and take the matching tile. This one says 4 lemons. I'm making a huge mess of this board here. Also, over here on our chart, you can see lemons is worth 1 extra coin. So we'll take 1 extra coin from the bank and then move lemons to the back of the line. So you can do one of those village transactions, and you could do one of these card transactions. But you cannot do 2 and 2. You basically have a chance to do one of these and or one of these. The bigger the number on our tile, the more coins it's going to be worth at the end of the game. We can flip it over to show you. Right now it's worth 5 points, but don't forget we also got that 1 extra from that top card over there. Another important spot on the board is the harvest spot. That's going to be at the end of this tile over here. As you can see, they kind of alternate market, harvest, all the way around the board. When you go to a harvest phase, you get a chance to collect a lot of resources off the board. Around the edges of the board, you can kind of see where some irrigation has been started, but you also see a lot of spaces where the irrigation could be, but isn't yet. When you land on one of these little kind of blue spots on the board like this, what you get a chance to do is you get a chance to grab one of our irrigation tiles over here and lay it out on the board. There are 2 kinds of irrigation tiles, the ones that are kind of a T-shaped. What you're going to do with those is you're going to lay them out on an area that's pointing to a blank resource. What you're going to do is anything that you covered up, you're going to be able to take those goods. A lot of times it's going to come in the form of gears or in points or money. But then also, what you get a chance to do is you're going to choose one of these fruit tokens, place it there, place a couple of resources from the supply on that spot, as well as give yourself one of those as well. The other kind of irrigation is just a straight line irrigation. They don't give you any resources, but they do usually give you more of those gears and more coins, as well as just setting you up to do more of the T-shaped ones later on. That's really the gist of the game. We're going to be kind of bouncing around the board, trying to get as many resources as possible, using those market actions to sell goods for more and more points. There's a little bit of area control going on as we put as many farmers out there in the fields as possible. The game is going to end all the way over here. Here's one last market phase where you're going to be able to turn your goods into points. At that point, once everyone has in their final market phase, everyone's going to add up all their points, and whoever has the most points wins the game.
The 2-player variant in this game I thought was very well done. You want a 2-player variant to create some tension and to make it so you just don't get everything you want. And this definitely did that. I got very upset with our variant multiple times whenever we played this game. And so it did exactly what it was supposed to do. But it wasn't like, I'm so mad and this shouldn't be there. I'm saying it made you have to pivot and change. So
you weren't mad at the mechanism. You were mad at the fake character.
Yes, I was mad at the fake person all the time.
No, it was perfectly done. It was taking resources that you wanted, filling in spots that you wanted to be at, all that kind of stuff.
It did exactly what it was supposed to do.
There's a lot of variety in the setup of this game. Even the track run itself. Lots of games have like tracks that you can use to gather resources. This one was a variable track. You can set up differently each time you play, while still keeping the flow of the game paced out nicely because of the way that they had the alternating markets and harvests.
Yeah.
So that was really nice. But then also there's other ways that you could mess with the variety and setup of the game as well. There's different goal cards. There's different fruit on different parts of the board and the different areas. Everything had a variety of setups. That way every time you played, lots and lots of variety. And our particular version of the game also came with a little kind of mini bonus pack of cards as well. Gave you even more variety. So, man, that's been a theme of Dr. Finn's games lately is just lots and lots of variety. You're never going to get tired of seeing these kinds of games.
There's also a lot of opportunities to score. Sometimes in games you're like gathering resources and then the thing you were trying to do you can't do anymore and now you're just like stuck with these goods. And I felt like I was always able to do something else if that happened. So I just felt like there was many opportunities for me to score and get something, get some points or get some money out of this game.
So one of those ways that you can score is through these goal cards. They're randomly laid out there at the beginning of the game, and there are various parameters that you can come across, and some of them are a little bit more challenging. You can't quite fulfill them right away at the beginning of the game. But some of the spots that you land on might give you an opportunity to fulfill those goal cards. But I'm not there yet. We just started. What you can do is you can take one of those gold tokens, and then later on in the game, once you land on one of those gold token or goal spots, you can spend that token to be fulfilled, not only one, but a second goal as well. So that way you can kind of get caught up, and it wasn't like a wasted space landing on that goal spot early, which I think is important. You don't want to ever feel like, oh, I wasted a spot. You want to feel like every spot you land on, you gain some kind of a benefit.
Yeah. I really enjoyed this game. I had a lot of fun with it. I like games where even if I don't win, which I have yet to win this game, if I go out, like if I have a plan and I can still accomplish that, when a game can still give me a sense of accomplishment, even if I don't win, I leave feeling good about that. And I felt like this game gave me that. Even if I had to pivot and try to do something else, I still feel like I was able to accomplish something and still able to do at least some of the things that I set out to do. And so I really, really like that. There was enough going on to where I could pivot. I could plan ahead, but I didn't have to plan like too far ahead. I just thought this was a really, really solid game.
This looked great on the table. It's just colorful bits, colorful spots on the board. Everything was very, very colorful. It kind of matched that irrigation theme that was going on. It all kept off the table really, really well. It was clear what you were going for the whole time, right? You knew, I'm trying to accomplish these cards, or I'm trying to fulfill one of those chits by spending a lot of one particular kind of fruit. Their reference card was incredibly important. I think, first of all, if your game doesn't have a reference card, boo.
Boo.
But I've seen some, even with games that have reference cards, they're not so great. They don't tell you necessarily everything you need to know, or there's too much information there, or whatever the case was. This reference card, we used it constantly that first game, but we didn't have to touch the rulebook at all. It gave us everything we needed and nothing more. It was the perfect reference card for a game that had lots of symbols and different kinds of actions going on. Man, I just had a great time playing this one. It was a surprise. I mean, the box art didn't like scream to me action-filled excitement. But nonetheless, you know, playing it, I was into it the entire time. We were, I don't know, probably 25% of the way in, and Bethany looked at this for our first game and was like, I like this. And I was right there with her. This is a great time.
Everybody, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so you can see our videos as they come out. Until then, you can find us in all of these places.
You guys, thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
You guys, thanks so much for watching. This game was provided to us by a publisher in exchange for a fair and honest review.
And if you want to see more stuff, check out over here to see something we think you might like.
And over here, we think that YouTube has picked out a great video for you you're going to love. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.